is your video orientation to LJS 501 from the Schoenberg collection in the Kislak Center for Special Collections, Rare Books and Manuscripts in the University of Pennsylvania Libraries. LJS 501 is a single bifolio, which means it's one sheet that's been folded, and it was at one point bound together with other bifolios in a book, so it was part of a much larger book, but all that survives now is this. Obviously not this, I'm going to open it up in a second. The bifolio is from a manuscript produced in England in about 1320, but the content is a mid-13th century Latin translation of the Old Castilian translation of an 11th century Arabic treatise on astrology. So it's astrology. The bookseller bound it in here, so we've got a note from the bookseller, and we've got the description from the bookseller. And here we have this. So it opens with this lovely historiated initial, or an initial with people in it, inhabited initial. And I'll zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. And there is some kind of, they have an object that they're holding that looks like a planet sort of diagram. And one of the things that's sort of interesting is it's been bound so that when you open it, this initial is the first thing you see. And if I turn the page, you'll see that the rest of this is text. There's just text, there's no other decoration. However, if you look at the text, the front of, that is the first page that actually would come if it was bound in a book, is this page right here. This is the first page. And it would have originally been folded the other way. So instead of being folded this way, it would have been folded the other way, and the page that's now the first page would actually be the third page. I hope this makes sense. So it's been bound this way because this is pretty, and you want the pretty thing to be the first thing that you see, or people do, not me necessarily, or you. And so this is just sort of an interesting example of how these have been treated in the past. These types of texts, we want to see the pretty thing, we're less interested in the text. But the text is interesting, right? A Latin translation of an Old Castilian translation of an Arabic treatise on astrology. This is really cool stuff. The text on this bifolium is from book 5 and 6 of the work. So this is book 5, and this is the start of book 6. So we have actually book 6 here, and book 5 here, because it's folded strangely. And then, yes, the chapter 5 ends here. There are marginal section headings. Let's see, so I think marginal section headings are, I see a marginal note here. I don't know, but it's very pretty. We've got these paragraph markings, blue and red. Sort of it's a very typical looking, 13th century, or rather 14th century manuscript from England, with a very nice initial and bound very strangely. This has been your video orientation to LJS 501.